Hey guys, Ken's 97-171 back with another ATS video. It's been a couple of weeks. Went on vacation, had a nice trip. Uh, but we are back and we were about to buy our second garage. I was looking at the finances here. We got about 200, I don't know, 280,000. Yeah, 293 right now. We've made some money because of our company drivers have been working for us. I did not leave it run while I was on vacation for 2 weeks. That's a little cheating, and it's also a little bit rough on the GPU to be running that long. Um, but I did do a couple of sleep cycles just a minute ago, which added a little bit of money. But we have enough. It'll be about 180,000. So we'll have about 100,000 left afterwards, and then we'll do some more deliveries until we get enough to move on to our next truck. This one's a light load. I already have it planned out. It's a 40,000 pound load going from Houston to Jonesboro, Arkansas. But we're here, so let's go ahead and buy this. We're going to buy a garage here in Houston. Oh, wrong button. So it's right here in Houston. I almost accidentally bought this one over here, thinking that was it, but then I realized that was Beaumont, not Houston, which not a big deal, but would have sucked. Primarily, the Houston's a busy port, so when we add drivers to this garage, they'll make good money because there's a lot of freight out of Houston. But we also need the storage space to move on to our next rig. Our other garage is full now. So let's get to it. We're here at the garage. I think once you get 2 garages or 3 garages, you can then just purchase the garages from inside the game. You don't have to actually travel to them, but at least for now, you do. So you just move towards it here. Do you want to buy this garage? Yes, I do. And we'll let it go through its little sequence. It's actually, I think, you know what? I don't remember now whether it's 180 to buy it or 100. I can't remember which way it is. We'll find out here in a second. To upgrade it to a full 5 stall garage. Yeah, look, it was 100. I think it was 100,000. 130. I don't remember. Let's see. Garage manager. Houston. Upgrade. We can upgrade it at any time. You go from 3 to 5. Not sure what I want to do there. I think I'm going to leave it alone for now because we can always upgrade it any time. Because then we would only have 13,000 left, which will be fine. But we don't actually need more than. I mean, this will probably be all we need to get through pretty much all the trucks in the game. And there is some advantage to having. I don't remember. So this is okay. This is a 5-1 in Dallas because we had to upgrade it. But there is some advantage to doing only 3 trucks per garage. Let's find out if it gives us fueling ability at 3. I don't remember, and I don't think that it does. It would be... Oh, there is a fuel... Let's drive over there real quick. And see if it will let us fuel. I think that's a feature you get with a 5-stall garage. Yeah, there's no... Even though the equipment's sitting there. We'll worry about it later. We don't need the fuel now, and we don't fuel at our garages that often. So let's take a look here at our load. I already have it picked out. It's this one. Pays a reasonable amount. We might have to cheat to get to it. It's going up here to Arkansas. It pays pretty good, and it's light, so it'd be pretty easy to do it. This one is heavy. Goes there. It's a lot heavier. Pays less money, and it's only a short distance. It's only 15 miles less, so not even that. So that seemed to make the most sense. And we're picking up some autonomous tractors.
Drive safe.
So there was an update to Beam Eye Tracker.
Turn left.
I think it...
Turn right.
You know what? We're not going to have time to get there. So I'm going to do something I don't normally do. See, it says down here 52 minutes. We don't have that long. So I am going to cheat, which I don't like doing. I don't mind cheating. I don't mind cheating just to move around in the game, like to get someplace convenient. But in this particular case, we won't be able to get to this load in time. What I've been doing is just following the road. It's easy to get lost, especially at night. Oops. You want to slow down. And then get right here. Approximately, and then hit Control F9.
A new route.
And then you're there. And then,
turn left.
Yeah, you really shouldn't do that. But we would have missed our we would have missed our
turn left.
We would have missed our pickup deadline because it only had 50 minutes, and the time clock, it was 52 minutes to drive there. So let's take the job.
Okay, here we go.
And there it is. Don't like doing that, guys. It's a little bit cheating. Like I said, I don't mind using the moving around feature just to conveniently move from place to place when I'm bobtail trying to get somewhere easy to save some time. You really shouldn't do that when you're on a way to pick something up. But really wanted to take this load because it's a good dollar amount for the miles and the weight.
Let's go.
All right. So let's see. Oops. Really helps if you put it in gear. Now let's reset our trip. I already filled up the fuel tanks. Yeah, I don't know. The Beam Eye Tracker seems smoother.
Get ready to turn left. Turn left.
See if the windows are open. Hold on. Still have that problem. Somehow when I hit the L3 button down here on the steering wheel to center my view, it triggers the windows to go down. And I don't know why. I've looked. There's no cross connection that I can see in the settings.
Keep right.
So I don't really know why it's doing that.
Keep right, and then turn right. Turn right.
It's really weird. The truck seems a bit on the sluggish.
Keep left, and then
bit on the
turn
sluggish
left.
side. This load's only 40,000 pounds. We've hauled.
Turn left.
Of course, I just came out of a car. I just spent 2 weeks driving a car, so maybe it's just. Yeah, kind of insane, guys. I spent 2 weeks. I drove to Florida. Spent a week with a friend. Down there. And then drove up to South Carolina and saw another friend. Spent a day with him. Hadn't seen him in 5 years. And then I was planning to go see family in Tennessee and then go up to my hometown where I used to live. But weather up there in Ohio was going to be pretty crappy, and the person I was going to see, some things happened, and it just wasn't gonna have a lot of time up there. And then the weather looked like it was going to be crappy, and then my family in Tennessee said actually something came up there too. So I was sitting right on I-20, right near Augusta, and I thought, you know what, I'll just plan another trip in the summertime when it's going to be nicer, a dedicated trip to go see the family in Tennessee, and then go up to Ohio. And so I just decided just to hit I-20, and ran I-20 basically all the way back to here to El Paso, and took some back roads. It was an interesting trip. As you guys know, I drive an electric, and it's not a Tesla, but I have an adapter, and I used Tesla superchargers for the entire trip. So, and traveling by electric car is a little cheaper than gas, but not much. It was about 1,700 miles to Florida and it was about $180 in charging costs. Probably a little bit more on the way back because it was a bit of a detour. So it's not super cheap. I always recommend to people, if you're thinking about an electric car, decide how much you use what do you use your car for. If it's all around the city and you can charge at your house, you can save a lot of money. Maintenance and stuff. I shouldn't say you can save a lot of money. You will save money. But you got to make sure you like the car. Don't just buy it because, do the math. For me, I drive, 1,000 miles a week at home. It makes a big difference. Makes a really big difference.
Right, and then exit right.
Makes a really big difference. I would say if you road tripped,
exit right.
Maybe you're retired and you road trip all the time. If more than maybe half of your miles yearly are road tripping, I would buy a Toyota hybrid, Camry, Corolla, Prius, Sienna minivan, whatever car that you need, get it in the hybrid version from Toyota, which is almost all of them now, and do that. Then you just got to put gas in it and not worry about anything, and you'll still save a lot of money over a different choice. And that's, for me, it's all home miles, the vast majority of it. But on a road trip, my car can road trip. It's just a pain in the ass because it charges really slow compared to a Tesla. It's not ideal for road tripping. But I take one or two road trips a year. It's not the deciding factor. So yeah, I just ended up driving. I just got back yesterday. It's probably nearly 4,000 miles total. And here I am driving a simulator. It's ridiculous when you think about it, but I'd been thinking about driving the simulator on my vacation. Like, man, I want to get back to that. I really enjoy that. Okay, are you going to tell me to bear right? You never did, but I'm guessing this is it. One thing I wish you could resize that navigation or move it to the top. I wonder if you can. Come on. Let's see. Interface. HUD. Is it widgets? I don't remember what it's called. What is the... I don't remember what the... Oh, it's F... It's a bad time to do that. Maybe you can only do it when you're driving, when you're in the truck. I don't know. There's one of the function keys. Has the settings for the thing down there at the bottom, the speed, whether you can turn it on and off. I don't know whether you can move them. I'd really like to move that navigation up to the top where it would be out of the way. Fuck me. If we come to a stoplight, we'll check. Oh, it's 75. Weird. There's no way I could have made that corner at 75. So it was a pretty good drive back. It was, when I got through Tyler, Texas, the wind really started kicking up when I was sleeping. And, woke me up a couple times, dealt with it the whole way. So, from Tyler to Big Springs to Carlsbad. What the fuck? I had to charge the car all the way up and really almost didn't make it.
Go straight on.
We need to get in the right lane. Okay, here's a stop. So let's see. F4 is that. That's that. There we go. Attack, indicators, navigation, infotainment, interior infotainment. Okay, that turns the interior one on. Let's do that. And you can see through it a little bit better. But it doesn't look like there's any... There's no options to, like, move them around. Which is what I'd like to do. But at least I can make them a little more transparent. That's a little better. Well, that's the second guy that had to return empty. I'm going to have to go, when we get done with this load, we're going to have to go in and look and see the drivers. You know, are there any drivers that are underperforming?
Keep
Yeah.
right.
It was a good
And
trip.
then turn right.
I had a slight issue when I was in Florida where I ate a little too much and felt sick
Turn right.
for like 20 minutes. But then on the way up to see my friend in South Carolina, I stopped at a Cracker Barrel. Which, by the way, most Cracker Barrels you can park in their parking lot without any issues. They allow
Get ready to turn left.
campers and RVs and whatever. You're welcome, but you got to double check because sometimes local ordinances prohibit it, and then they won't do it. But anyway, I parked at a Cracker Barrel, and oh fuck. Well, you going or not? Fuck me. Woke up about 7 in the morning. You know. It's like, hey, well, I'm hungry. Let's get some breakfast. Ate at Cracker Barrel about 7:30 in the morning. My next charging stop, I was feeling not great already and ended up barfing on the side of the charger out in the grass. And from there all the way to my destination, I was feeling like absolute shit. So I got within 30 minutes of my friend's house, and I was feeling really bad. Called him up and said, dude, I'm sick. I don't know if I'll be able to come. But at this point, I'm half an hour away. But I didn't want to risk getting them sick if I was sick. So I said, look, I'm really tired. I'm going to sleep. We weren't planning to get together till the next day anyway. So I went to bed, woke up with the sweats in the middle of the night, took a couple Tylenol, slept a really long time. And when I woke up, I felt absolutely great. Drank a little bit. I mean, it was bad enough. I'd take like a sip of water and I'd throw it up immediately. It was really bad. Don't know whether it was the Cracker Barrel or just, I don't know. Not really sure. First person in the restaurant, maybe getting improperly heated food from the night before. I don't really know. But could have been totally unrelated for all I know. Because Cracker Barrel food's usually really good. I don't know if that's what it was, but that just happened to be what I ate. The fact that I had an incident previously than the week before, it could have been something just lingering and that triggered it. I don't know. But woke up feeling great. Went to Walmart, got a thermometer, checked my temperature, no fever. Charged up the car, took a shower, met with my friend, and spent the whole day with him in South Carolina, and had a great time. Got done with that, left that night, and headed across I-20. But at that point, I'd made my decision not to go to Tennessee or Ohio.
Go straight on.
Which would have taken me another week. So the advantage is it's now Saturday here. I'm up a little bit early today, but I'll be able to go work tonight if I want to. So it worked out great. Had a good time. Really enjoyed the road trip part of it, like just driving around and seeing stuff. So I think my summer trip to Ohio I need to do that. I want to do that. But I'd really like to spend like a week in Grand Canyon. And you could spend a week in the canyon. But my car, while it will work as a road tripper, you can sleep in it easily enough. It's not perfect. It's not quite long enough. It's not quite perfect for just sleeping well. I had several nights where like my position would get out of whack, and I'd not sleep well. Other nights I slept like a log. You just get just right in the perfect position, and you're just out. I don't know. Come on.
Go straight on.
So yeah, but it's good to be back. I missed streaming with you guys and driving the rig, and but yeah, I fought the wind all the way home from Tyler, Texas west. Really windy, and just it was sort of a crosswind, which affects efficiency as well. And pretty long stretches between each of those stops. So I showed up in Carlsbad with like 9%. And needed to charge to 100% basically, because from there west, it's New Mexico. It's a little slower speeds, but then at some point you get into Texas and you're hauling ass. And I wanted to make sure I had tons of extra energy to waste if I wanted to. Because it's a 2-lane road, the speed limit's 75. It's like this 2-lane spot, undivided highway, 75-mile-an-hour speed limit. And there really isn't a place to like I can't just stay in the right lane and let people go around me. There's no place to pass, or not enough places. So you end up being a rolling roadblock for the whole road. I can't just. You don't want to just have to slow down to 55 just so you can make it to your destination. That's really your only alternative with an EV, is to drive slower. And okay, so you raise the speed limit to 75, and then right after that, you have a rollover risk sign. That's really fucking brilliant. Yeah, so I just won that last leg. I really wanted to have... I'm just going to slow down. So I think this trip is going to be... This load here looks like it's going to be a whole bunch of these state routes.
Keep right, and then turn right. Turn right.
So I've been thinking about what truck we're going to get next. And I think we're going to pick everybody's favorite, the Kenworth W900. What I have to decide, too, is do I want to go in and put in some of the mods that are available for W900 before we do that? This is a bunch of custom lights and fixtures and things that you can do to the W900, and I need to go see if I want to put those mods in here. And
Keep left.
or do I want to leave it just as it is? We'll have to look at what the price is when we get done with this trip. Maybe we'll look at that briefly, just see what a W900 costs. Knew that guy was going to do that. Let's see what we weigh. Kind of wonder if it's heavier than it said. It said 39,000 and change. Yeah, we're light, 72.4. I think I just got used to driving a fast EV. Because we'd talked previously, like, this truck drives really nice. It's got good power. We've hauled some heavy shit with it. And here it is, my turn to learn how to merge. So we'll get through all the trucks. We got the W900 and then the Peterbilt 389. You know, and then we'll have to decide, do we want a Western Star? You know, do I want to play with one of those? The interior is basically a Cascadia. That's a bright trailer. Yeah. Or do I bring in some of my mod trucks, which I'm not even sure they work. I need to check in the other profile. See if we've got a International 9800 cab over. We've got a Freightliner Argosy cab over. Freightliner FLB, I think, is the cab over. Freightliner FLD, which is a long nose Freightliner.
Keep right.
And I've got a Mack R Series, which is a small truck. Also pretty cool. I enjoy driving that one. But I don't know. We'll see. We might keep the modded trucks out of this game. It's probably a smart move. I can always go to the other profile and try them there. This is sort of a starting over style. So probably better not to do that. But, you know, there are some artistic mods, you know, the lights and turn signals and chrome packages and wheels. There are some things that can go into these, particularly with the W900. But, I don't know. We'll see. You can end up spending 50 years building a truck with just putting lights all over the place. And I've never really had one that looks as good as some of the ones I see on real life. There's a, is it called a pineapple lamp? You see them in, I see them on Facebook all the time. There's a couple guys that have, like he's got Peterbilt 389. And, where are we headed? Wish you would fucking tell me.
Keep left.
Thank you. Appreciate that. They're kind of a cone-shaped looking thing, and they kind of shine out a. Okay, what is it? Keep left. Oh, why don't you tell me? It's stupid. They throw out kind of a. A starburst shape on the ground, and they use them in the cabin too a lot. They're really cool looking. They're very bright.
Keep left.
I think it's called. I think it's called a. I thought it was a pine cone or some kind of melon, or it's some kind of fruit name. Light, and they have a very prominent light signature, and they look really cool. They don't have one of those. I wish they did, because they're really cool looking. And one of the common issues that I see in ATS is that lights they'll behave one of two ways. They either don't look very bright when you look at them on the truck. You'll see like just a little pinpoint of a light, but on the ground they show a lot of light. Or it's the other way around, where when you look at the truck it looks really bright, but it doesn't actually put any light on the ground. It doesn't really, and there's a few that do both well, but and you don't know which one is going to do which. I've got a bunch of lighting mods in my other profile. Some of them behave one way, some of them behave the other. You'll put like fog lights or auxiliary lights, and they're bright as hell, but they don't actually shine on the ground. It's like they're just for visualization, not really for function. Sometimes it'll do both, where you'll have like a fog light down on the bumper, and it doesn't show on the ground, but it reflects off other things, like a wall in front of you. Really strange behavior. I think we're going to turn left.
Keep left, and then turn left.
So I just wish there was some consistency
Turn
in the behavior of the way those lights worked, you know. I love this game, but there are some things that are a little frustrating. You know, don't like the nav system, the AI traffic. Um, you know, the game can't be faulted for mod lights not working properly. That's a little... but I wish there was some more stock. Like, put some lighting options in the game rather than depending on the mod community. But I don't know. They're working on map expansion. It's a small team, as I've said, and I think they only have a couple hundred employees. And they're working on some big update. I think the entire graphics engine's going to change. So I kind of get why they may not want to do any major graphical changes when all of that's going to get thrown out the window probably and started over. And the game is really great. I mean, they do a lot with not a lot of resources as far as employees. Let's drop it back down to 70. It says truck 70, which is weird. There's a few states that have a 5-mile-an-hour differential speed with trucks. It's a stupid thing to do. Differential speed never helps anything. It just makes it worse. I gotta go out today. I need to wash the car and wipe down, clean up the interior, ozone it. Get ready for tonight.
Keep right, and then exit right. Exit right. Get ready to turn left.
Yep. This truck is definitely one of my favorites. Other than I don't love the little digital cluster there in the middle. It's not as great as the LT truck, but
turn left.
Love the mirrors. It drives well. Makes decent noises. Pulls well. I saw an advertisement. It was on YouTube or Facebook. I guess International. They did some slight redesigning on the S13 integrated engine. It kept the same basics, but they added variable valve timing and removed some kind of crossover tube, EGR crossover tube, and a few other small improvements. They went to a 24-volt system for all the electronics, and yeah, so it's a really interesting truck. I like that one. I don't love the mirrors. The mirrors are a little too far, like right there. They're too far back. I think in real life it wouldn't matter, but this truck's on my list too. I really like how it drives. Where was the turn?
Turn right.
Tyson.
This is where it ends.
Alright, guys, that's it for this one. Yeah, we're going to go to the next level. So, we're going to keep doing... max out that one, and then we'll do this one. Alright, guys, I'm not going to bother with these, because every time I do that, they don't... Well, let's just see. It just sits here and does that. I'm always afraid it's going to crash the game. Finally, it loaded it. Okay. So, you got some of those. Well, interesting. 8x4 mid-gate short. 780 long. So what are the trailer upgrades? Same thing. All right, guys, that'll be it for this one. We have $162,000 after buying the garage. We could I'll tell you what, we're here. Let us let's go take a look at a W900. So that's an older T680. There's a W, and that'd be the one we do. It would be a day cab. Let's see what else. That's a T680, an older T680, an older T680. It's interesting. So what the hell's the difference between that? Why can't we buy that one from level 21? What's the difference between that one and that one? They are different. The fuel tank configuration is different. 6x2, 6x4. So we might need to go up one more level because that says available from 21, and we're, I think, level 20. What I don't know is why list price is 120,000. Let's go in and just play with it real quick and just see. Short 6x2. Okay, so that adds that. Does it have fuel tank on the other side? No. Day cab, flat roof. Medium. Okay, so we want to do that. We want to do. So there's no fuel tank option. I don't know. I don't think it will let us even. We can't even look at it to see. Fuel tank's 180 gallons. 120 gallons. So it's got tanks on both sides. One thing I wish they would add in here is more details. Like, I want to know, what is the wheelbase? It'd be nice to know the wheel. And you can kind of tell by when you look at it, you know? That one, it looks the same to me, the wheelbase. So it's a bare fuel tank. The engine's different, but you can change that. So we definitely want the 6x4. What engines are available? And oddly, this one also does not have a W900. Um, you know, does not have a W900 um, grouping. You know, just for example, there, like DLC Kenworth W900, there should be one of those on the engine filter, and there isn't. So this has, we can do all kinds of stuff. We've got DD. You probably wouldn't put a Detroit in it, but PACCAR is the manufacturer. Um, you could, if you want to pretend it's an old school truck, you could throw a Detroit 60 series in it. Cat Cummins, you could pretty much get whatever you wanted back then. Um, let's disable all. Let's do PACCAR. Those are all just MX-13s. I'd be inclined to throw a 60 series Detroit in it just because it makes a really great noise. Either these are all that's a Z mods. That's a, yeah, DD60 also. You can tell by the RPM. It's an older. Um, Same thing there. This one sounds really great. This 14 liter, that'd be high on my list. And then this is a actual Detroit DD, like DD DD13, 15, 16. Let's see what's in this list. Yeah, all the way up to a DD16. I think we tried one of those in one of the other trucks. So that's not really. This would not be realistic because I don't think you can get a DD16, a DD60. I don't think you can get that engine. But X15 would be a good one. Old Cummins N14 would be a good one. Cat C15 would be a good one. You can get 3406 in it. You could probably do that too. On the PACCAR, I wonder what's in here. There's always some interesting ones in this group. Old Detroit two-stroke. PACCAR P. This is a pretty powerful engine here. Um, but I think we'll do the same thing. We'll stay in the 450 horse range. You know, probably going to do a Detroit 60 series in it because it just makes a really great sound and it matches this truck quite well. So let's do that. Let's see here. Where are they? Could even pick that one, 490 or 515. Keep it in that same power range. Or we just go for broke, and it does increase the price significantly. It's almost double the money. So let's pick that one, 1200 RPM. Let's see what engines are. Ultra Shift 10 speed. We'd have to figure out like what. You could throw a PACCAR. This would be better to put behind a PACCAR engine. I don't really like the way the PACCARs sound in the game. So we might just go with a rear Eaton Fuller. There's a ton in here, and do one of these EXD. They shift quite nice. You want an EXDP. Yeah, this one. Pick an 18 speed with the appropriate differential for the RPM window. So we'd probably do 18 speed. Probably 308. Or let's see if there's a 2. Yeah, 308 might be. But I can research it and see. Color. That'd be okay. One of the same priced crimson red, graphite black, and the price goes up. So white, it's always a decent color. And then on the customizations, there's a ton of stuff you can do. 120. Okay, so they gave us more fuel and it put them on both sides. So we can make that customization if we want. Do the paint. There you can do those. That's weird. It wouldn't let me do it the other way. Oh, maybe it won't take painted too. Huh. Interesting that isn't compatible. Then you lose the lights on the steps, which kind of sucks. Yeah. So, there's a bunch of stuff you can do. Let's see what the interior options are. And you get the standard, that, diamond jet black. I generally take a darker interior just for gameplay. It's interesting that jet black is not actually black, but that one is. It's kind of funny. There's no... The GPS screen is kind of small. So we're looking at about 112,000. Honestly, that's a pretty inexpensive truck. We could buy it right now if we wanted to, but I want to do a few more loads because there's going to be some customizations in here that we're going to do. Like the seats. There's all kinds of filters you can do. You can do that. Paint them. You can put lights in them. There's lights on the front and the rear. I like that one. That light has lights only on the front. So that's kind of nice to have the lights on the front and the rear. I do wish there were some things like, why can't I have that and have it painted? Who knows? But you can't. On the wheels, you got, a seagull black. I think there's a Kenworth black too. There's a bunch of choices with this one. So we'll have to see what we want to do, but we're looking at about 115,000, which is way cheaper than I thought it was going to be. So, um, but we're not going to do that today. We got enough, but I'd like to do one more load, before we go in there, and then we'll do a full build video when we have the money. So, all right, guys, that'll be it for this stream. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Probably should have just saved that for when we actually built the thing, but I was curious. I had no idea. $120,000 seems low price wise. So, let's take a look real quick at. Oh, we don't have Peterbilt yet. Because we're still missing the Peterbilt dealer. So I need to figure out where a Peterbilt dealer is and just go get to it. All right, guys, that'll be it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Be safe out there.